Hey everybody, Hunter back again from Showtime Studios. We're going to do part number 2 of the decal tutorial, and so far everything's come out real well. I'll hold the car up here and show you how the decal looks now. Now, I haven't done anything to this since we left from video number 1, or part 1 of the tutorial. But that is what we're looking like. You can tell how the decal all drawn down around all the body lines and hugged everything real nice, and came out real well. So that's just with the micro set and the micro saw and a little bit of heat. And like I say, I set this over to the side and just let it dry. And now we're picking it back up and doing part 2 of the video. And what I do in this step here is just basically take a moistened piece of cloth, and what we're going to do is we're just going to wipe down the whole car or the whole body. Just lightly wipe it down, and what we're trying to do is just get any of the residue of either the decal glue itself, or anything that's in your water that you used for putting the decal on, the decal set, the micro saw, all that stuff. We just want to wipe everything down and get all that off. And this would be after you've got all your decals placed where you need them to go. And I don't know if I touched on it before in the first video, but make sure that before you start putting your decals on, that you have a smooth finish and shiny finish to put them on. A lot of times what I'll do, if I'm using a lot of decals on something, I'll put a clear coat over top of my base coat and go ahead and wet sand and buff that clear coat, and then put my decals down, and that gives you a nice surface. It helps blend in the edge of the decal, the carrier film, or any of that kind of stuff. But as you can see, I mean, that's about as close as I can get to get the camera to focus, but you can see that it's all drawn down. Everything looks real good, and that was one decal when we started, and that's what you can do. Now, there's a lot of guys out there that may look at this video and think, have a better way to do it, or they think their way is better, and that's fine. I'm sure there's guys out there that's put on a lot more decals than I have, since I've only been building for competition since about 2009. But this is the way that I do it. This is the techniques I use on my personal models that, go on to be very successful at the shows. So, when somebody asks me to do a tutorial, how I go about doing it, this is it. This may not be the only way to do it. It may not even be the right way to do it. But it works for me, and I have plenty of awards and, show-winning models to back that up. So that's just a little bit of food for thought there. But that's what we have now, and after you get to this point, you've wiped everything down, and you're ready to move on to the next step. After all your decals are done, you would wipe it down, and then you would start doing your clear coat process over top of this, and wet sanding and buffing. And what that does is this edge of the decal that you can feel. These decals here are pretty thin, so they're not real bad, but for especially for competition, you have to seal the decals down and then wet sand and buff over top of it, because you do not want to see the edge of that decal. That's one thing that'll really get you in competition. So definitely seal your decals down. Now, if anybody asks about clears and stuff to go over top of a decal, I know that like Tester's one-shot lacquer, I know that DuPont Nason, Future, a lot of those products you can put over top of just about any decal out there without any problems. But you always want to do a test first, and to do a test on your decal sheet, you can find something like, usually at the bottom of your decal sheet, you'll have some writing. A lot of those decal sheets that have writing at the bottom, that is a decal. If you were to cut it out and put it in water, that's a good test, because if those letters or whatever don't react to your clear coat, then the rest of the decal sheet is going to be fine. So that's a little trick there to put in your memory bank on the decals and how to test them. And the next thing is, this is a little trick that I've learned along the way. Now, this is not going to work for every decal out there because of color differences, but this is another spot that I won't be able to zoom in on this and pick it up, but right here in this red stripe, there seems to be a little bit of a flaw where I've got two little dots of white, like where the ink either came out of it or didn't transfer when it was produced or something. Some decals you can get by with doing this. Simple as using a Sharpie. Like I say, in another video I showed you, actually the dash videos that we done, I showed you several different colors of Sharpies that I used, and they work out real well for going in and touching up these odds and ends. And just like on this red spot right here on the decal, you can actually go in and just touch that real quick with a Sharpie in those two little spots, and it is done. That's all there is to it. So that's one of the little tricks to not, to use if you have a blue decal, like up here in the flag part, and you need to use a blue Sharpie. You can go in and touch it up with that. So hopefully everybody's learned a little bit off the decal tutorials here. If you have any questions or concerns, just leave me a message, and I'll be more than glad to get back to you. And like always, I thank you for watching and supporting Showtime Studios, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.